What's happening, beautiful people? Jace with Heathen Army here. Welcome back to my journey to better health, wellness, strength, and conditioning. Week 11 is in the books. Man, what a crazy week. Oh, just trying to get some coffee going here this morning. Yeah, what a great week in terms of the amount of work that I put in from an exercise standpoint. Let's first jump in and start talking about cardio. I got 2 cardio sessions done this week, 30-minute sessions. I'm really actually liking the change from 45 minutes to 30 minutes. I think that was a really good move on my part. My intensity level when I do those is medium to high. So, 30 minutes is all that I really need to be doing there. I do like that I do like the second workout though. So getting 2 in minimum, I think is good. Man, more coffee. But certainly, 30 minutes is long enough, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. It was a bit more work in the strength department. So from resistance training standpoint, I actually got 4 sessions done for week 11. So I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. The reason why I did Tuesday is because I started to incorporate a formal 3-day split program. I'll talk more about that probably in week 12. And what I found is that I was doing a bit too much volumes, like on Monday for chest, back, and tries. I was doing a bit too much volume, for example, on the chest, right? So, I was doing flat bench, decline, incline, and I just put in a bit too much volume there, and I was just whipped. And so I didn't do my back and tricep exercises. I waited until Tuesday to do those. So essentially I'm doing a 4-day split, right? And that's okay. It actually worked out pretty well that way. I might explore that a bit more, but it allowed me to just isolate. Essentially, Monday was just bench press, along with my mat work, which we'll talk more about here in a second as well, because that got a little bit elevated more than normal for week 11. And then Wednesday, it was, I dove into basically my leg day. We'll talk more about that. But yeah, I mean, it's, I would say that the amount of work was elevated for week 11 than prior weeks. Unfortunately for me, my diet was trash. I mean, trash over the weekend. So I did okay through the week until I got to Friday, and it just went straight trash. I'm an eater, man. I part of my issue is, not just do I like food and I can put some food away, but I'm also an emotional eater too. So if my mental health is in the toilet, or if my ADD is in the toilet, ADD is something that I have that can turn, to food, with the boredom or whatever's happening. Food can become something that is not a good thing for me there due to, ADD, ADHD, whatever you want to call it. So that's a struggle. But it was trash. And, I've said prior, I think somewhere in one of my prior videos, that you just can't outwork a bad diet. It's true. You can't. If you're eating like straight trash, you're going to feel like straight trash. And I felt like straight trash all through the weekend. I got a ton of work in though. So as much as I can beat myself up over diet, I'm pretty excited about the amount of work that I put in. I'm 50 years old, man. It's like the amount of work I put in the gym is insane, really. So I should feel really, really good about that, and I do. So I just have to get that diet corrected. I would say, again, I'm not far. It's literally a couple of days that I just slip on. So I'm really close to getting it really, really dialed in. And I've already kind of committed myself to say, look, we're already halfway through June. We're getting ready to march into July here. And I mean, forget about weight loss. I'm just talking about the way I feel, right? I mean, obviously weight loss that's why I'm doing it is I've got about 15 or so more pounds that I want to get off. And then I'll just at least maintain, right? But it's also it's more importantly the way I feel too, right? So when I eat like trash, man, I feel like freaking trash. And it is true, man. You are what you eat in some ways. So, when I'm eating like crap, the pizza, the cheeseburgers, the French fries, just the greasy stuff, man, I feel like I feel terrible. I don't sleep well. I mean, it affects everything. So diet affects everything. And I'm just not. This is not a sprint, right? This is a marathon. This is something that I need to correct long term. It's okay, right? It's one meal, it's one day. As I've said many times before in previous videos, you want to always trend for the better, right? You want to have more. You want to stack more better eating days than not. So balance and moderation; those are the key words. And so, unfortunately, I stacked a few bad days here, and that is obviously going to impact the scale. I didn't get on the scale. I have no idea, what I weigh, but I know I haven't lost a bunch of weight for June, obviously. So we'll see. I'm going to weigh myself at the beginning of the month. So July 1st is when I'm going to weigh myself. We'll see where I end up there. Let's talk about my mat work a second, because that was pretty awesome. I felt pretty good about that. Normally, before any workout, I do, as I've mentioned in previous videos also, I do things like leg raises, side leg raises, scissor kicks, planks, push-ups, arm circles, abdominal twists. I change it up sometimes, a slight variety, but I always will be doing push-ups. I will always doing the leg raises. I will always doing the arm circles, the abdominal twists. Those are consistent every single time. And this time I got in 4 of those sessions, which is the most I've ever done. I would say on average it's 2. A lot of times, like on my Friday workouts, I will do different things like jump on the bike, do sandbag carries. And so I don't, there's been weeks where I don't do 3 mat work sessions. This time I did 4 actually, and they felt really good. And, that's something that I really think is important to do prior to the workout, right? Number one, it warms up my muscles. I'm just about breaking a sweat with that work. And there's just tremendous benefits all around. And so that was pretty cool. Probably the most push-ups I've done since I started my journey was week 11. More than 120 push-ups for the week, which, in the scheme of things isn't a whole lot. For me, it is, for somebody that wasn't doing any, prior to when I started my journey. So pretty exciting to rip off 120 through the week. But the way that I do that mat work is what you see running here. Let me slide over here because I put it over there. I do what you're seeing is one circuit of what I do with mat work. So I do 3 circuits prior to pushing and pulling weight. So basically 3 sets of 10 for each of those exercises that you see. So I give myself probably a C+ for week 11. I mean, the diet issues aside, where I certainly need to make better progress with eating better. I would say that with just the sheer amount of work that I put in, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I think that's pretty exciting. I'm getting in, what it is? So I'm getting into a routine, right? It's becoming not, and by the way, during the week, even with food, it's becoming a routine, right? Like I have my supplements, I have my vitamins, I'm being very consistent with all that stuff. When I say bad eating or bad diet, or I eat like trash, it's probably one meal. This is what prior, to, and what, if you're on your journey, you need to really pay attention to, because one bad eating day can turn into a series of bad eating days, a series of bad eating weeks, and then you're just right back where you started. And so this is where you need to put your foot down and go, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to break these bad habits and jump right back into my good routine and start stacking the good days. And that's what I'm doing for week 12 right now. I'm in week 12, and I'm stacking the good. So week 11, I definitely stack some good as well. So that's why, C plus I think is a fair grade for me. And I will tell you this, the strength training has been a tremendous help. More so than I anticipated in some ways. Cardio, I always said, was a great for my mental health because, I didn't have to focus on sets and reps and weight and exercises, all the different exercises. I could just literally put my headphones on and, get out there and break a sweat, whatever it was, whether I'm running or on the max trainer or whatever it is. And so I could really just focus on getting lost, if you will. But I'm learning to do that with strength training. I'm learning to get out that stress through the music I'm listening to and the pushing and pulling of weight, and it's feels pretty good. So if you're struggling, whether it's anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, whatever it is, PTSD, exercise can be a really good thing. Both in cardio and resistance training form. So, give it a try if you're not in it. It can be pretty amazing. All right, man. Week 11 is in the books, man. We are approaching July already. As I always say, like, share, and subscribe to the Heathen Army YouTube channel. We also have a website with a bunch of great resources out there, heathenarmyfitness.com. It's totally free. Just go out and check it out. We as Heathen Army have a bunch of resources out there related to health and wellness. So go check it out, heathenarmyfitness.com. Man, week 11 is done. It's in the books. See you later, week 11. I'm Jace with Heathen Army.